Okay. Now I have a transmission message about what some of these technologies are doing to our psyche, okay, to our consciousness. Now, some of the inventions would not, like sometimes they get ideas on creating certain inventions, but if they don't come from a place of clarity or perfect health, whatever inventions they come up with may be flawed. Like for one of those inventors, he actually has health issues like cancer. So he was actually trying to find a solution of overcoming his health, right? He wanted to detect his cancer, whether he has cancer issues, so he invented x-rays. Okay, so what happens is that when he is in a state of ill health with cancer, whatever inventions is not a clear sense of, what can give him the solution, right? Because his consciousness is already affected. So, when that penetrates to the level of his ethereal bodies or even astral body, right, cancer, this affects his consciousness, right? So X-ray is actually using anodes and cathodes, and it generates a kind of frequency that is jarring. The frequency is quite drastic, right? It's not soft, flowing frequency, but the frequency, it's like jarring, like zigzag, So this kind of frequency is not going to help him in any way, right? Whatever frequency that he uses, usually smooth, gradual. It's not supposed to be jarring. So that frequency might be what he's experiencing, cancer actually, right? So some of these actually cause cancer, right? This is why we are not being advised to take X-ray often, because it's dangerous, because of its high radiation, right? So actually it's cancer causing, right? So it is not helping to heal cancer, but create cancer, because it was channeled, all right? This invention is channeled from a place of cancer consciousness, let's put it this way, all right? So this is what happens. And then some of the gray aliens, they thought that this person who comes up with this invention is quite smart, so they tried to extract some samples from this person. So this sample actually contains archons or insectoids. Okay, so some of these insects, they are actually electrified. Okay, they also get electrified. All right, and because of this, actually these insects are trying to tell them, hey, human, wake up. I'm being electrified on the ground. Right? Can you do something to it? But he did not get those answers. Okay, they are trying to tell him that. They are not trying to put themselves onto humans, to implant onto them, to make them insectoids or archons. But their real message is they are trying to tell humans, hey, wake the fuck up. I need some help here, okay? So these insects become insectoids only because they are electrified. Yeah. So they are actually asking us to take off all this electricity from the ground, or do something about those electricity supplies. You have to change the frequency so that all of nature can survive. Okay, because they're so electrified, they think that they just this gray just simply write in the ethereal that these insectoids are able to take electricity, and then they get these insectoids to do inventions. They think that they're very smart, and they place on these insects on humans. This is what happens in the beginning. If you study Gnosticisms, you know, when Sophia fell from grace from the high heavens of Pleroma, right, she created Demiurge or Jezebel or Jezebel. So this, you know, it creates archons. All right, this entity actually creates archons. Okay, so we are trying to understand how he created all these archons. Okay, there's some corruption or viruses in the lower heavens. They may be, you know, dirty or contaminated, just like, you know, in the waters. Just like under waters on earth, there are contaminations that are not cleared. So, you know, these insects, they are actually virus, right? They may be some forms that it's from, it might be from our atoms that is densified, that is contaminated, that's not clear. You know, we're trying to understand. Okay, these insectoids may be wastes, right? They may be derived from waste. You know, the food after we digest, it goes down, right, as waste, and they may be, you know, awakened or, you know, with some kind of consciousness that makes insects, or maybe it's, you know, lab produced. All right, so a lot of things happen, right, from the beginning of time, from, you know, first dimension to second dimension, right, from rocks, right, fishes, right, all these are like different forms that, you know, the Demiurge created, you know, or some other entities when they fell from grace, right, they create from their, you know, from their consciousness, or when they disintegrate from the form. Okay, so this is what happens. You know, when this grace, you know, they sometimes mess up. When they themselves, they might be disintegrated when they come into lower forms, when they are being created by some other entities like Jezebel, you know, so they may not have that kind of clear consciousness or light, not enough light to be able to see that, you know, whatever inventions or ideas that they have may not come from a clear space or consciousness. So those inventions or technology that they create may be flawed. Okay, so whatever inventions, it needs to come from, you know, an entity that is of light, that is properly healed, that was created by, you know, the source creator of the cosmos. That means when they are first, you know, origin, you know, as a soul, there must be light. There are souls, you know, that were created later in the evolutional, the whole evolution in the cosmos, that may be of lesser light, right? They may not be aware. Okay, so this is what happens. You know, sometimes along the way I see, like, you know, some social medias posts about, you know, the scientific field, or they discover this and that, you know. But I want them to know that all these things, they have to be aware of, you know, their own consciousness. They need to awaken their own consciousness to be of light before they discover anything, before they conclude. Okay, so, and also, you know, the thing is that they like to exploit from other people. They like to extract, you know, cells or tissues from other people. But the thing is, this is, you know, this is not ethical. All of us have cells and, you know, tissues. It's not anything different from any one of us. The thing is, if we do enough spiritual work to develop our soul, all right, to have more self-awareness, and, you know, to do our own healing, all right, to connect with our creator, everyone, you know, we are all, you know, have all these cells that are of light. We have tissues that, you know, can think, right? We can be creative. You know, it doesn't mean that, oh, just because other people, you know, wow, they are actually smart or academically smart, you know, then they're going to extract from all these people, all these cells, tissues, or even like organs, harvest upon organs from other people, or taking their energies, or even their blood, or their lush. This is not right. I want to emphasize that all these things are not very ethical, and I would say it should be made illegal. Okay? We have our own energies that we can use. Why do we need to study other people? Right, so this is the transmission message that I want to bring across. Okay, so I hope you enjoy my video and my audio recording.